So if you haven't seen what Viva Goals looks like, this video is for you. I'm going to be taking my demo environment and talking through some of the elements of it to show you what it looks like and what you can do with it at a high level. So here we are, Viva Goals, very exciting. Okay, you might be looking at this thinking that's not quite what I was hoping for, but the reality is this is probably what you will see the first time you go into Viva Goals because you haven't set up any organizations. Assuming you have the permissions, which you can set within settings as to who you want to be able to have permissions to create organizations, then you can create that organization. But I'm going to stick to the organization here I've created, which is the CBeebies one. And there's another video in this series, either available now or available soon, that will talk about why CBeebies and what CBeebies is. As a very quick one, it's a UK-based channel for kids. It's the kids' TV show, shows and things on there. So I decided to pick on that and show the things there. So you'll see a lot of this around TV content and maybe see the odd character pop up within there. I'm going to browse through. You can see you've got this navigation. I'll come back to that a little more in a bit more in a minute. I've kind of zoomed in to try and help you see this effectively on the video, but you'll fit a lot more on the screen at a more standard resolution on there. You can see we're in the CBeebies. We've selected that organization icon, and I can see the 5 objectives that have been created for CBeebies within there. I know these are at the organizational level because I've got the name of the organization there and the little icon for it as well. If I scroll right a bit, which again you'll see on a slightly lower resolution, let me just have a quick show you roughly. You can see you fit a lot more in within that when you look at the standard resolution, but you probably can't read that. So I'll zoom back in again now. And you get fixed that objective down the right, and we can sort of scroll right and see the status of those. Last time it was checked in, and I'll explain check-ins in a minute, which period it's related to. So these are annual ones within there. And I can actually, for these, where I've defined a key result, so for this one that's increased the global reach of CBeebies, I've got that objective recognized by the target icon. And underneath that objective, I have a key result, which is to increase the number of continents showing CBeebies by the end of the year. Showing CBs from 3 to 4 by the end of the year as well. And if I kind of find, let's go back up to the top. If I find that's a bit too big, I can actually expand and contract this a little bit now as well. So you've got a lot more control. So I'm just going to shrink it to the left so we can see a bit more on the right there. If we have a look at this, the aim was to increase from 3 to 4. Now we haven't started this, so this is still on 3. We're looking here to increase the number of countries showing from 23 to 29, and that's currently on 25. So we can see here it's looking nicely on track. In fact, let's pick on that one. Let's just click and load that key result so we can see where I've done those different check-ins. So a check-in is something where you go through and set the current status of it and hopefully provide those key result numbers. You'll see there's a nice big number at the top that says check-in. So let's say we've had a good day, and actually we've moved this up from 26, so it's looking on track. I could say that it's on 26 and behind or at risk. Maybe I know something's going to be impacting this on there, so you can manually set that as well as have it driven by the status that's in there. If I scroll down a little bit, my favorite thing here is you don't just need to check in that number. You can give a bit of commentary. So we can say congrats to Captain Barnacles, and you'll see if I mention someone, it allows me to look them up and actually tag them there for bringing in, let's say, Colombia, because they're looking at the South America, they're looking at South America to bring more in there. So they've brought in Colombia as a new country, and I can check that in to see the update. There's the activity. I can add comments on that. So I could say, sorry, forgot to call out. I think we have Quasi in here as well. Yeah, Quasi too. On there, so you can add comments to that, you can like it, and because this is transparent, you can bring this. It doesn't have to just be that individual It doesn't have to just be your ones. It could be any OKR. So if you're interested in following ones, you can keep a track on that and actually look at the different details and share that with other people. So a lot of power within there. And we can see that graph, or if you're more a kind of numbers person than a visual, you can see those specific numbers that come through from that as well. So coming back, we can see we can increase the number of award-winning programs, and we can see that here we've actually got, just close that to the right, we've got a child objective underneath the organization one. So we've got that organization looking at CBBs. This is for a department, in fact, two departments in this case. This is a shared OKR where it's got content creation and purchasing and marketing, both having that objective, which is part of that overall objective, but has a different set of key results that can be tracked from there as well. And that's assigned to Lola and Peter Rabbit as part of their jobs to increase those. And that in most organizations, you'd see a lot more hierarchy going down within there. So you can browse through this dashboard of items along the top here. Just going to expand this left menu and just come through some of these that I said I would come back to. You can search, so we could look for, let's see, what could we look for? Countries, for example. So it'll bring back the key results, increase the number of countries. I could look for people. Who do we have? Lola, for example, so I can see Lola, but I can also see objectives assigned to Lola and key results and even projects in this case. So there's a project to automate ad rate tracking for Brazil. So you can search a lot of those different things. Something I've seen pop up relatively recently is it also gives you some shortcuts, some keyboard shortcuts to update your OKRs, add new objectives, new projects, make it easier to bring these things forward, which is really strong on there. If you set up any notifications, maybe you're following a key result for updates, then you can get notifications on there. You have the Explorer where you can start to look through different views of the objectives. So whether it's the all objectives, maybe this is a good way of getting to my objectives on there, looking at overdue OKRs, ones that are behind or at risk within this period. Let's just hide that so you can see each of these are at risk or behind. And you'll notice that you can actually create new views. So you can create ones that are relevant to you. Could be based on keyword, a particular department, all sorts of things that allows you to get to the different information you need as well. And once you've created those, you'll notice down the bottom, you can actually pin them. So you can get quick access to those and we can move those around. So if I want to move the feedback OKRs a bit further down, then I can do that as well. We've also got the capability to browse by teams. So I've talked a lot about departments and teams in the previous videos. In this case, I've just got a set of departments within there. But if you had a hierarchy, which you can do, so you can set parent teams within there, then you'll be able to drill through those different areas. And you can click on those and actually take a look at this particular OKRs for that team as well. Just while I'm here, I don't think we had any projects on this one, no, but maybe if we look at dashboards, this is a really useful view. Oh, we didn't have any in that current period. Maybe that's a bad example to choose, but I'll go with it anyway. This would show any OKRs for the team. In fact, let's add OKRs from a different time period. Let's have a look at the annual ones. Okay, let's have a look at the last quarter. There we go. We got some eventually. So let's add that OKR to this dashboard. So if there isn't something in there, you can bring it in and you can view the status of that OKR. But what's even nicer is you can add an update on there. Looking at BAFTAs for Bluey, because Bluey really should win a BAFTA one day there. So you can select and put those key updates against those OKRs. So you can have that commentary at that department level. And there's a dashboard at the organization level as well that's possible. And if, oh, there we go, it's at the top. You can share those dashboards. You can rename, clone as move, all the good things there. You can share that and that will go to be public, or you can make it restricted. You can put it to a particular user, copy links. And coming soon, you can share that directly into Teams and add that as a tab. But the other thing you can do is present it. And I'm seeing more and more organizations, instead of exporting this all out into PowerPoint and then doing it from there, you can do your commentary, you can put your data all into this with live, real data. So there's no hiding away. This is the actual evidence of things that you've got, especially where you have the integrations and you can have that commentary as well. Just along here, you've got some analytics. Again, this is relatively recent, but you can start to look again within this team. How many users have we got? How many OKRs? How many have got check-ins? What's the total number of teams? Obviously, we're just looking at a team, so there's just a single team there. What's the engagement within that? It's not very active environment, so there's not many activities. But as someone who's a Viva transformer, there to understand how we can get these things out, really useful analytics to help you understand how the OKRs are being used, not just for your organization, but for individual teams as well. Just finish off there, we talked about the teams. We can look at individual users. So again, you can look at individual users there that you can drill and see what their different OKRs are and get the visibility from that as well. You can have a look at feeds. So if you just want to see the activity that's going on and all the different things, yes, there's a lot of me talking to myself in this one, but you can get that visibility for an organization. And the final thing here is admin, but I'm going to save that for another video. I hope that whirlwind tour of Viva Goals has helped you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. One of the big things I haven't shown as well as admin is that integration into different systems. And the reason is I'm going to do a series of videos of each of the integrations that are possible and show how some of those can be set up. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you.